Hello, my dear friends. Good evening, namaskar, adab, sat sri akal. I hope all of you are fine, healthy, and happy. So today I'm here before you with episode number 5 of Thunder Thursdays. I'm late by a couple of minutes. I duly apologize for that. But what kept me long was actually just the fine finishing of my slides. Although the same was ready early in the morning, I'm having my workshop also in the afternoon, so just kept me a little bit occupied after my evening OPD finished. So, welcome all of you. Sorry, I have a little bad throat today. So, as I have notified earlier, today would be the topic of Nirmala Tai, as we lovingly call our Honorable Finance Minister, Miss Nirmala Sitharamanji. So, she laid out the Union Budget 2022. So I'm here to actually dissect or do the postmortem of the budget today. So I duly expect all of you to watch it and do send me a feedback of how you actually found it. So before I start, just allow me to share my screen so that I can start. So this is my screen. If I can check it online on my page, yes, I'm visible. So, friends, welcome to episode number 5 of Thunder Thursdays. This episode, we will be dissecting the Union Budget 2022, given by our loving Nirmala Tai Akka, our Honorable Finance Minister, Ms. Nirmala Sitharamanji. So she laid out the Union Budget this week on Tuesday, on 1st Feb, in the Parliament. So let's start my presentation. And my first thanks is always due to Lord Almighty, who's given me much more than what I deserve. When it comes to finance, I duly miss my dad really a lot. He was so fond of the budget day. He used to keep himself glued to the TV screen, not let a soul move, not let any disturbance affect me, wary of any tea, coffee, or you can say lunch. And he used to watch each and everything. And then he used to do the dissection of the budget, explaining people this has been done, this has not been done, all those things. So I remember him throughout the year, of course, but 3 days I remember him the most. The obviously the death anniversary, the birth date, and the third day, apart from his marriage anniversary, the budget day. So budget day is always was very special to him. So it has become special for me right now as well. So friends, this is my brief CV. You all are aware of it by now. So most of you are in my WhatsApp groups where I notify about these things. But if you aren't in there, please do send me a message. I'll add you there. These are totally advertisement free groups where I do usually take my, you can say, short sessions and other discussions, totally for the benefit of dentists. And this is my payback way. So some of you contact me through YouTube. This is my YouTube channel. Again, a channel made for colleagues, a payback to the society. If you want, you can join me, subscribe me to that. I keep on posting at least 4 videos every week. So Budget 2022 explained, dissected, post-mortem, whatever you can say, that is the topic for us for today. So I won't lay out the full budget like Nirmala Tai. She took 90 minutes. This was her shortest budget speech in the past 4 years. I'll just lay out the points which are mainly affecting us. This morning, my review in web version, not in the print, web version got published in the Dental Tribune South Asia by Chief Editor Dr. Rajiv Chatguppi. Thank you, Dr. Rajiv, for that. And it was mainly with the stress on education and healthcare, the two major aspects which are you can say, affecting us. And as regards some other aspects, direct, indirect proposals, which we'll be affected with, I'm just laying out those. So then the first thing, there was no change in the direct income tax slabs. We'll analyze these points. Firstly, I'll be just laying out the tax proposals. Then LTCG was upper capped at 15%. Some colleagues misinterpreted it कि जो 10% LTCG लगता था, now that will be 15%. No, it was not exactly that. The surcharge is actually, it used to be 25% if the income was 2 to 5 crore, or 37% if it was above 5 crore. Now that has been capped at upper limit of 15%. So our LTCG of 10% will be the same. It is for the super rich or the super gainers, which it has been brought down. So then the biggest shocker, it came in the form of digital, or you can say virtual currencies. They never mentioned the word cryptocurrencies, but any kind of digital currencies. So that includes the NFTs, the non-fungible tokens, and the cryptocurrencies, all kind of crypto coins. I would say this was a absolutely master stroke from our finance minister, without ever bringing in the crypto bill, because RBI was always against it. But the rest of the opinion was divided, whether to ban it, whether not to, or the world was waiting. कोई तो पहल करे, कोई तो पहले बैन करे, फिर हम करेंगे. Of course, China has banned it. They've launched their own, but that is something else. But none of the European countries has done it, because Europe, it is being, you can say, traded very, very frequently. And our own Mr. Tesla, Mr. Elon Musk, keeps on, you can say, tweeting about it, and then suddenly the rate of the Bitcoin goes up and down. So someone like Amitabh Bachchan has made a huge fortune out of his Madhushala and other NFTs. So all those, and it has been not mentioned on the sale, it has been mentioned on the transfer, even to the in the hands of the assessee. So it will be taxed at 30%. The biggest thing is you can't set off the losses. For any losses, usually it can be set off, for any business losses, they can be set off as good as till 8 years. But for such losses, they can't be set off. So then you collect the tax, and one fine day, when you have your own currency, as it was told that we will be having our digital rupee in this financial year 22-23, which will be starting from 1st April, we'll be having that. If we have that, bring a bill in the parliament to ban the cryptocurrency. You have the tax also, and then you ban the currency also. And by that time, the world will take a lead. But this is a masterstroke. A developing country like India actually going in for its own currency, and surely in a way, not exactly banning, but not making it legal also. People feel you can't tax an illegal thing. Sorry. This is again the discretion of the ministry. They can take a tax also it, and year down the line, they can still consider it illegal. It is in their hands. Don't feel that they have started taxing. It is the first step towards legalization. I'm sorry, I beg to differ with that part. So then there are a lot of legal hassles which have been happening because of, you can say, the dispute has been between the tax assessees and the income tax department. So when the last date thing was brought up by Mr. Arun Jaitley 3 years back before his demise, so then it was there that you could file your delayed return after till from July onward. July 31st usually was the last date. From August to 31st December, you could file at a penalty of 5,000 rupees plus tax, or after 31st December till 31st March at a penalty of 10,000. Now you can file it even after 2 years, but it comes with a cost. 25% of your tax and interest, the interest under 234A, B, C, which is your tax due, it comes in big thousands sometimes. So plus 25% on that. If it is in the second year, comes with a 50% penalty. So that 5,000 rider of 31st December, that goes away. Then the cooperative tax has been reduced from 18.5 to 15%. Surcharge from 12 to 7% for cooperatives whose income was between 1 crore and 10 crores. So new companies and startups, you can say tax holidays which have been being granted in the past, they have been now, you can say, granted even more. The ease of doing business is getting better. So if they incorporate their business, their deadlines to have a tax holiday for the first 3 years by 1 more year. Then custom duties of over 500 items have been changed. Edible oil, artificial jewelry, a couple of diamond jewelry, a couple of other things, and many more. They have been changed, and many exemptions are also being phased out. The RBI has been told to bring out its own digital currency in the FY 22-23. So again, a masterstroke by a developing country like India. It does require a dare to do that. Then the factors concerning us, the health and nutrition. So the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, we have a proposal to establish a national digital health ecosystem, whereby a framework would be there for having a universal access to health facilities. COVID-19 has actually underlined the condition of mental health. What it says, it is okay to be not okay. Means they recognize the existence of deteriorating mental health. So a national tele mental health program in you can say inconvenience with the NIMHANS and IIT would be there to encourage mental health counseling and care services. Then river linking projects have been implemented as well. So Desh Stack portal has been launched for skilling and livelihood, because it is there, the government has actually gone in for the growth oriented thing. Not everything is very good, but some things are worth appreciable. So this will actually require citizens learn skills, credentials, and maybe help in finding relevant jobs, or maybe upskill themselves in that regard. Then infrastructures under the Gati Shakti framework, which was launched last year for the pipeline, infrastructure pipeline, has also been allocated a more of fund this year. And the states have been made a partner in that. So then a Gati Shakti master plan has been formulated as well. And as usual, every year the highways are being expanded by a few thousand kilometers every year. So again, that has been the usual proposal. In the railways, what has been striking to see is that 400 new Vande Bharat trains have been developed or will be developed. That is a huge thing. I'll just give you an example. A Ludhiana to Delhi journey normally takes about 5.5 hours. Sometimes 6 also in a kind of a, you can say, a normal train. A Shatabdi takes exactly 4 hours. A Vande Bharat takes 3 hours and 15 minutes for the same journey. So if more and more Vande Bharats are there running at 160, 180 kilometers per hour, trust me, the journey time is going to be reduced a lot. But the only thing is, these are the proposals, whether they will be actually implemented or not, whether there will be any other COVID wave or not, that only time will tell. So then the big thing, the 5G trials have been done in about 25, 26 cities. They have already been completed. The last year, there was a proposal that 5G would be launched officially by August 15 this year in 2022. So the spectrum auction would be there. And we do expect that at least even if our town, Ludhiana, my town, is a tier 2 city in that regard, it might have a 5G availability before the year end. Then because EV is coming up big day and so many companies have launched it, and you can say Tesla se bhi baatcheet chal rahi hai, so EV thing is there, and battery swapping policies will be implemented. And we are going towards the green energy very soon. Reliance has also said by 2035 they'll be doing a zero green kind of a thing. And for that, a new form of SGB, sovereign green bonds, will be launched for mobilizing green infrastructure from the government of India. So let's see the breakup of the government receipts. What are the previous ones and what are the budgeted ones in this year? I would like to bring an attention to those who say, what if 5% of Indian people pay tax? We pay GST on everything. Just see, the income tax is 7 lakh crore as promoted over there, and the GST is 7 lakh 80. So there is hardly a difference between the two. Even in the current year, the difference is negligible only if we count in that sense. So trust me, guys, if 5% of people are bearing the load of direct taxes, 95% people should not feel disappointed when the slabs are not changed. The 5% have full right, but the disappointment is seen on the faces of 95% people. So this is the breakup. For those who say हम सब GST देते हैं, आप सब GST जितना सब मिला के देते हो, उतना एलोकेशन गवर्नमेंट को मिलता है कि नहीं मिलता, पर डायरेक्ट टैक्स वाले उतना मिला के आपके सारे देश के जितना GST देते हैं. in the form of income tax. So whatever it is, you always think that the 50% expenditure goes to center and 50% to state. Out of that 50% of center, 40% is again given to state. So practically center takes 30% and states takes 70%, if you're not aware of that. So this is the session topic for today. I've given out you the few pointers for that. Let me analyze a few things. So year after year, the hype is built up. I normally myself also get very excited by 1st of Feb, the fixed date for budget these days. Earlier, it used to be 28th Feb, 29 Feb if it was a leap year for the normal budget, or 1st March. Since the past 3-4 years, the date has been set at this. Now, earlier it was railway budget separately. Now the railway budget since the past 3-4 years has been merged with the annual budget. So people do have a build up. The media does this thing. इस बार रियायतें कम हो सकती हैं, ये हो सकता है, वो हो सकता है. You get fed up reading of all these articles, and you really feel something is building up, something would happen. And just go back 365 days or 52 weeks back. Last budget, the COVID vaccination program had just started. The government said we'll do 50% vaccination, 50% state will do. And everybody was fearing, yeah, Nirmala Tai will put up a new COVID tax. Nothing of this sort was put. The states were told to bear the 50% burden. And the states, in spite of having so much taxes, जिसको बोलते हैं ना अपना कपड़ा उठा दिया, sorry, हम तो नंगे हैं, हम क्या करेंगे? They take so many taxes. 70% of GST goes to a state, apart from the local taxes and all those sort of taxes, and still the states say we don't have any money. And in the end, the center bore the load of all the vaccination program. There was no COVID tax done, and still second wave came in this year, in this fiscal 21-22. Still the vaccination program was going on, the load was there, still we were there. But now the anticipation changed. COVID tax नहीं लगाया ताई ने पिछली बार, कोई बात नहीं, इस बार work from home relief दें, 80C पे relief दें, 80D पे दें. I understand the sentiments of every Indian. Even I was a tad disappointed that so much of the budget build-up is there, and ultimately it turned out to be a non-event. I was literally shattered this time. कुछ तो करते यार डायरेक्ट टैक्स में, कुछ 80C 80D 2014 का किया हुआ है, वो सेक्शन 1032 जो माइनर का है वो 1993 का किया हुआ है, कुछ तो बढ़ाते हैं यार, लेकिन नहीं किया. बट देन ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम यू रियलाइज कि नहीं, some things you sleep over certain things, you read certain things, you feel that something is right. Election भी तो आ रहे हैं. Government could have done a populist budget given the swaps in the form of elections, but they did not do that also. अगर आपके लिए कुछ नहीं किया तो उनके लिए भी कुछ नहीं किया. They had a policy framework in mind and they're working towards that. Of course, if we can achieve that or not, that is a different situation altogether. But then usually वो होता है ना, budget होने आने से पहले, lunch time से पहले budget is over usually. By it starts at 11, gets over by 2, 1 or 1:30 max. This year it was shortest of 90 minutes. It was over at 12:30. So the swords and the daggers are out. ये अमीरों का budget है, गरीबों के लिए कुछ नहीं दिया गया, middle class तो मरेगी. All those blah 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 things start happening always. So we all know COVID-19 has taken a big toll. So it is good and a welcoming step that a mental health has been given so much importance. Of course, the government can do this much part only. As I said, in combination with NIMHANS and IIT, it'll be taking out those things. So the private companies or the other companies have been doing these on their part. They are actually doing one-to-one counseling sessions, webinars, or you can say offering their support. People lost a lot of lives, a lot of relatives during the second wave. So to overcome that stress part, the government did it. It was a welcome step. But for me, the standout point was we joined the exclusive club of people, exclusive club of countries who were supposed to have their own digital currency. So again, digital currency जो भी आएगी, it will be built on the latest blockchain network. So blockchain technology जब आएगी, that is going to be the future, I'm sure. So by 2030, it will be there, and you can say a developing country going ahead. It is a bold step, a daring step, you can say. But yes, the blockchain has the potential to unleash a tsunami of innovation and efficiency gains. So what I liked was that हम लोग ये नहीं करते हैं. The government, yes, you can call it a double-edged sword, but yes, the poor in the country have not gotten the basic dues also. साफ जल, साफ पानी, साफ खाना. We have not been able to साफ full electricity. We have not been able to provide that. But that does not mean कि जब तक वो नहीं होता हम अगला पैर अपना रोक लें. Government is doing their efforts to provide the subsidies to the poor and the BPL or the below poverty line, but parallelly it is taking big steps toward digitalizing and matching the world step by step. Rather, in this step, it has gone ahead of the world. So the digital first is actually already on the school education platform, courtesy COVID. This is already being encouraged already. So even the TV channels have been proposed to add for the people who have lost out on formal education, especially the rural kids who have lost out these 2 years. Formulation plan has been put up so that they can cover up their losses of 2 years of formal education in that part. So then there has been, you can say, an instruction to the PSU banks to get a intergenerational leap. अपने वो दीवार और छत वाले बैंक से बाहर निकलो. कम से कम 75 digital banking units establish करो in this year. So that means your phone will become your bank, education outlet and a health access system. And अगर उसके ऊपर हम लोग एक security layer of digital rupee डाल दें, and digital rupee will be equivalent to, you can say, the normal fiat currency or the normal rupee. It will have a serial number. It can be, Mr. Modi, our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Modi, yesterday only clarified that the digital rupee could be exchanged for cash also. Of course, sovereign guarantee hai, Government of India guarantee, so it can be changed for cash. So it becomes an added bonus in that regard. So it is, again, budget is looking 25 years ahead. 25 years ahead, 75 plus. We are looking at 100 years of our independence in 2047, 25 years from now. So we are looking towards those things. And yes, if the government has gone to ignite the private investment, which is the best bet to pull out of the economies out of the shadows of pandemic. Because private have the more potential to generate jobs. Private have more potential to have profitable outcomes. The Sarkari has become a Sarkari, and I don't see anything wrong in being disinvestment in this country. Air India, kitne saal se hum log sun rahe hain, will be disinvested. Finally, it was, you can say on 23rd of Jan, it was finally given as a to the legal or the authorized owner, the Tata Sons. It was transferred to them. But then now we have a formal system or a well-defined system in place. This will pave the way for other procedural bottlenecks. And trust me, LIC IPO in this fiscal is going to be the, you can say, the ultimate aim. So the government has set a lesser than previous year target for disinvestment. This year it was 78,000 crore. Now the next one is 65. But the question is, why was middle class like me, like you, not given relief? Because India ki per capita income is 1.2 lakhs. But हमारी tax slab चाहे 2.5 से 5 वाला है slab, but that is zero tax. So 5%, which is under 87, it becomes zero tax. People are being taxed after 5 lakhs. Although we pay tax on 2.5 to 5 as well, but for a normal person, people would say that the taxable income starts close to your average per capita income. Why is that so? इतना बड़ा गैप क्यों है? फॉरेन कंट्रीज में जाएं, वेस्टर्न वर्ल्ड में पर कैपिटा और टैक्सेबल इनकम में डिफरेंस इज नॉट मच, इट इज वेरी लेस. बट इन इंडिया 2.5 होता फिर भी ठीक था, 5 है. तो दिस इज ह्यूज. सो दिस इज द रीजन. अगर आप जब तक मिनिमम टैक्सेबल इनकम का करेंगे नहीं तो इट इज अ मिसप्लेस्ड डिमांड इन दैट रिगार्ड. बिकॉज जब तक डायरेक्ट टैक्सेशन का बेस नहीं बढ़ेगा, we'll never be able to bring down the rate. And trust me guys, I just show you the numbers. Just showed you the number. The GST paid by whole India equals to your what the share center is getting for GST. I mean to say that number equals the direct taxpayers. So this is the reason. अगर आपका direct taxation आप tax नहीं देंगे तो indirect पे rely करना पड़ेगा. उनके भी slabs high रहेंगे. So this is a sign of a regressive growth. And people feel we may be entering stagflation. You must have heard about inflation. What is stagflation? So stagflation is a situation जहां पे आपकी growth slow है, inflation high है, which is right now. People believe that inflation is getting out of hand. Don't worry, RBI is keeping a close look. RBI के पूरे हैं. आज ग्रेट ब्रिटेन ने अपने 0.25 बढ़ा दिया अपना BPS. So many countries would follow. But our economy, in spite of being in pandemic, is never a fragile economy. I'm not a BJP fan. I go by statistics and numbers. In 2012 and 13, we were in fragile 5 economies of the world. Today, even in pandemic, we are Baa3, which is a kind of a rating for us in that sense. So inflation is more of because of constraints and bottlenecks on the supply side, not on the consumption side. There is enough liquidity in the market, and of course, when the situation improves, if we don't have any other COVID wave, the RBI can immediately pull back the liquidity and bring the inflation under control by balancing the supply and the demand very, very effectively. So once the Indian rupee, digital rupee comes in and becomes a legal tender, automatically cryptocurrencies will be illegal because it is will be different from private virtual currencies. So cryptocurrency वालों, हाथ जोड़ के मेरी विनती है, 31 मार्च से पहले पहले अपने इससे निकल जाओ, इस जंजाल से निकल जाओ. You won't be able to offset your losses in any way. And रातों रात disappear होगी जब cryptocurrencies you will not know only. And this budget is actually, as Mr. Rakesh Jhunjhunwala says, is the death of cryptocurrency in India, whether you want to believe it or not. So what does blockchain for Indian rupee stand for? That it still retains the transparency and authenticity of a legal tender. Because every electronic digital rupee also will have a unique serial number like a normal note. A normal note, we have the serial number. It will be like that. So we have to move away from the cryptocurrency and look at our own currency. So private virtual currencies will not represent any debt or liability. It will be a liability on the balance sheet of RBI because even one single rupee will be accountable for that part. And it carries the same value and can be exchanged for cash, as our Prime Minister has put it yesterday only. So the public can be prevented from the volatility levels, as we all know. But yes, it is disappointing. Direct tax players were, you can say, were left high and dry. That 5 election आ रहे हैं लेकिन बजट के में कोई भी पॉपुलिस्ट मयज नहीं है. Investors like us were actually nervous कि swaps देंगे, कुछ ना कहीं compromise करेंगे. But yes, the estimates are still realistic, believable and transparent. The world will now look at with India with a different lens in the coming year. No wonder FIIs have taken out the money, but they will be back. And once they are back, FII means the foreign institution investor, once they are back, we'll see even higher levels, more than the projected growth, even in 2022. Mark my words, this is going to be another bull run period for India, majorly speaking. Not, of course, there will be periods of crest and troughs always, but yes, this will be majorly a bull run, and a lot of credit for that has to go to this progressive looking budget also. We are still in the COVID phase. We are not away from the COVID, but the good thing is that the government did not deter from their economy oriented path. The policies were not changed. I told you, even I was disappointed a lot immediately on seeing the budget, but having read the fine print, having gone over things, the news has tightened over so many things further now. More and more people will be under the direct tax ambit. And once that happens, once the base is enlarged, once more people start paying genuine tax, trust me, guys, we are going to have a lowering of rates also, widening of slabs also, because the revenue that the government expects will be the same part. So yes, the focus is on capital expenditure, green economy, a digital world, and a conducive environment for business. So many, you can say, formalities have been removed. More than 500 have been removed in the previous year. And yes, the budget aims to strike the balance between fiscal prudence and the economic growth. We are under still the COVID threat, but all these are announcements and proposals. The best would still be a timely implementation of the above announcements. So finally, I would say no bad news is the good news for Indian economy right now. The government has clearly made up, not gone for the populist choice, not gone with the public sentiment. They have made a choice in terms of path to growth recovery and opted for capital expenditure. And once capital expenditure, you can say, is increased, it actually sets up rising incomes and more employment because the consumption demand is taken care of, and usually we have recoveries more than what we actually anticipate. So I hope you understood this analysis in brief that I have done. So thank you so much. And this is my YouTube channel link and my KYC. You can get in touch with me if you have any doubts. So this is my WhatsApp group. If you want to be added over there, you can message me. I'll add you. And this is my social media presence by my name only, Dr. Bhavdeep, except the page which is by Dr. Bhavdeep Puja, where you're watching this. Any kind of feedback would be welcome from you. Bouquets and brickbats, both would be welcome in equal measure. On my cell, on my page, on my WhatsApp group, on my profile, on my message, wherever you want to send it. So thank you so much. And I stop my share to check out my page where the session is happening live to say a few highs and hellos and take up any queries if there are any. So hi Ramchandra ji, hi Dr. Gaurav, hi Dr. Vandana, hi Rajesh sir, hi Manu sir, hi Dr. Sonia ma'am, hi Gaurav ji, how are you? Hi Raghu ji, hi Nimish ji, hi Rishabh, thank you Sonia ma'am, thank you Ramchandra ji. So any queries if you have, please feel free to message me, please feel free to ask me. I would still say yes, as a middle class, I have not been given much, but as a countryman, I have been, you can say, satisfied that at least the government did not go the election way and try to actually manipulate the budget to deter from taking more of steps towards economic independence. We're still not away from COVID. We still don't know whether we'll have another COVID wave or not. But yes, it is a welcome step. बाकी criticism तो हम किसी चीज का कर ही सकते हैं. There is no problem in that. So I am all for good governance. Whosoever provides me, Mr. Manmohan Singh, Mr. Narendra Modi, or whatever. I still feel that Nirmala Tai has faced so much of criticism in the past 2-3 years for mishandling of finance portfolio, or I wouldn't call it mishandling. I will say not proper handling of finance portfolio. But in the past 2 years, or rather in the past two budgets, in the previous 1 year, during the COVID, she seems to have struck the right balance. And India, in spite of handling the biggest vaccination program in the world, has still been able to manage those parts of the economy. And I believe that, again, we should appreciate certain good things. We do have, you can say, opinion makers who will criticize sometimes. But even though if it is not a good budget, it is not a bad budget either. As I said, no bad news is a good news for the Indian economy. So thank you so much. Before I wind up, just a few highs and hellos. Hi, Dr. Sandeep. Hi, Jaswantji. How are you? Hi, Sanjeev. So I hope you like this budget analysis by me. And if there are any questions, please do feel free to message me. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. And I see you next on episode number 6 of Miraculous Mondays with the topic of practice management or medical legal. And on Thursdays with the topic of finance next Thursday. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Take care. Have a good night and have a good weekend coming up. Bye-bye.